Welcome to Inklings with Irena, the weekly energy show connecting you to your intuitive guidance system. And today I want to talk about how to catch an idea. This is a very interesting concept because there are those lucky ducks out there, and you're probably one of them, that seem to have inspirational ideas fall out of the sky. And maybe there are days where they seem to dry up those ideas and it can be frustrating. Or there are times where you have other people that seem to run with the idea that you had first. How did that happen? Well, this is what I want to talk about today. If we haven't met, my name is Irena Miller. I'm an intuitive energy coach, and I have been guiding women for over 20 years in the methods and steps and practices to put into action in order to tune in, grab those great ideas, and bring them into being. Be first to market, so to speak. So today, how to catch an idea. One of the first things to do, of course, is to breathe, to be aware, grounded, present. What often happens is we'll have a flash, a little moment of inspiration, and we'll get caught up in the tumble of to-dos. Life keeps going, and we just think to ourselves, okay, I got to just keep rushing. I'll remember this idea later. But what happens, let me know in the comments if this has ever happened to you, because it's happened to me often. What's happened is an idea will pop into my mind, and then hours later, sometimes even minutes later, I'll pause and I'll think, wait a second, that was a really good idea. What was that? I can't remember. So being grounded and present and aware is going to help us in those moments when we have that flash of inspiration. Now, part of that being grounded and aware is also making sure we don't have a whole bunch of ideas in our space, crowding us out from seeing and hearing what's going on around us. So there's a practice that I love sharing that essentially flushes out all of the things in your system, more in your energetic system, but it can encourage other things to flush out that aren't serving your highest. So the first step is to really be present, aware, grounded. The second thing is to clear a slate where you can release those distractions. And then finally, it's about being a clear channel and actively tuning in. And a little bonus tip here is being able to read the signs as they come. So what I mean by being a clear channel is as these ideas come to us and they come into our being, we might have old memories or triggers, or sometimes people say karma that comes up and say, oh, I'm not naturally gifted at songwriting. Why should I be the one who writes the song, Or, ooh, this is a brand new field for me. I don't know if I'm ready for this career or position. I don't have that experience yet. Would they even consider hiring me? So we talk ourselves out of the idea before it even has a chance to come through us and take action on it. So that's what I mean by being a clear channel. So when you ground in your present, and you can imagine that just roots coming from your feet down into the earth, when you flush everything out of your system, you can imagine like flushing like a toilet, just flush down any of the distractions, other people's emotions, energies, whatever's not serving your highest. And when you tune in to be the clear channel so that you're aware of, wait a second, as this idea comes through, am I already saying it's impossible before I even began the task? Or am I willing to listen? And then finally, that aspect about reading the symbols, because sometimes we might discount an idea or inspiration because we think it's just too out there. What I want to invite you to do is notice that there are ways that our angels, our guides, our friends in high places are talking to us every day to help us go after our heart's deepest desires. It's just a matter of being able to see and interpret the signs, because the language of intuition isn't in our native tongue. It's not often coming through in English for me, but often what it is it's like a game of charades. I was working with a client just the other day, and I saw like this rectangle being drawn around her head. And I thought, well, that's the weirdest thing. And I asked her, I said, do you feel like you're getting boxed in, like pigeonholed? Right? I have to interpret that symbol. What does this mean to me? That means like you're getting boxed in or fenced in or stereotyped as an actor or actress. Like, oh, they're the comedian. They can never do a dramatic role. They're getting, pegged or stereotyped. And she just simply broke down because, yes, she had felt like she was getting boxed in the type of career she was career path she's on, she wants to switch. But when she puts herself out there on LinkedIn, her big concern right now is, will people be able to see me as anything other than what I've been doing? So that's what we're working on together right now, and I'm very excited about that. But you'll notice these signs and symbols, they come through. So this is what I do. I teach my clients how to interpret these symbols, to speak the language of intuition, and how to catch those ideas and make them theirs. Because here's the thing, if you don't grab that idea out of the sky, someone else will. And then that's when you're like, wait a second, that was my idea. And the universe says, well, did you bring it into being because it really wanted to be born and you weren't quite ready yet? So we give it to the next person who was ready. Don't let that happen to you. So come join me, join the conversation, and click the link above so that we can bring these ideas into being. It can come through you, because if you don't express it, it'll be lost forever in time. No one else can bring it through like you. All right. Thanks so much for being here. Candy, I'm so glad you're here. So much love to you all. Mwah! Bye. Catch you on the flip side.